Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the T1 and TI Inspired to solve this compound interest problem using the financial solver. We're not going to use the formula in our formula booklet. You can use that using NSolve if you wanted to use this one to answer the following question, but I find it easier to use the financial solver than it is to use this formula. Right, so here's the first question. It says, how much does Elena need to deposit into an account to collect $50,000 at the end of 3 years with an interest rate of 5.2% compounded quarterly? Okay, so if we go through our parameters that we're going to enter into the calculator, so n is the number of years, well that's 3 years, okay, I is the interest rate, which is 5.2, okay, the present value, well, we don't know the present value because that's what it's asking us to work out, so put a question mark against that. Okay, the future value, we want to collect £50,000, okay, that's our future value. And the compounding period, let's say, okay, this is compounded quarterly, so 4 times in a year. So this is what we're going to enter in, okay, and then this is what we want. So our financial solver is going to do it. So if we go to our calculator and go to menu, down to finance and financial solver, right, so number of years was 3. And then it says interest rate, we'll press tab, it's 5.2. Right, we don't know the present value, so we do know the future value. We want that to be 50,000 and go down. Right, and the compounding period is 4 times a year. Okay, so now let's go to the one we want. We put a question mark against present value, so after we filled everything in, this is where we press enter. Okay, so $42,820.99. So that's the answer. So 42, and it was 820 and 99 cents. Okay, so that's dollars. Okay, so that's our answer. That's how much we should invest now to collect 50,000 in 3 years' time. Even though it says minus, you know, it's just there for, that's the way the calculator is set up, but that's how much you should invest. Right, next problem. Okay, so it's asking us here for how long must Magnus invest €4,000 at 6.45% compounded half yearly for the amount to achieve £10,000. Okay, so let's go through our parameters. So the question is, how long should he wait? So n is, well, we don't know. Okay, how many years? We don't know. That's what we're trying to work out. The interest rate is 6.45. The present value is €4,000. Okay, remember on the calculator we need to put a minus in front of that. Okay, and then the future value is going to be 10,000. And the compounding period, well, it's half yearly, so twice in a year. Okay, so n is basically what we want. How long should we wait? Right, so let's enter those pieces of information in. So remember, this is the stuff from last time, so delete what's not appropriate. So minus 4,000 in here. Okay, tab. We want 10,000 in there. Okay, and then the compounding period is twice in a year. Right, the number of years we don't know, so press delete on that. We'll come back to it in a moment. Right, the interest rate is, what was the interest rate? 6.45. 6.45. Okay, now keep pressing tab until you get back to the top. So this is what we press the question mark against, press enter, and it tells us 14.43 years. Okay, 14.43 years. Now, but the thing is though, interest is calculated every half a year. So this is closer to 14.5 years. Okay, so you should wait 14 years and 6 months. Right, so that's the answer to that. So the financial solver can do all the hard work for us. You could, again, you could use the formula in your formula booklet, this one, okay, and then put the right information in the correct place and then do NSolve, but I just find the financial solver does it quickly. Alright, last question says, Iman deposits $50,000 into an account that compounds interest monthly. 2.5 years later, the account achieves $6,000. What's the rate? Okay, so let's go through our different parameters. N is 2.5 years. And the rate, well, that's what it's wanting us to work out, so question mark. Present value is 5,000. Okay, remember, for the sake of the calculator only, you need to put minus in there. Okay, so future value is $6,000, sorry, and compounding period is compounding period monthly, so 12. Right, so let's put those pieces of information in. So number of years 2.5. Tab, okay, we don't know that, I'll come back to that in a moment. Right, it's minus 5,000 in there. Let me just double check, minus 5,000, yep. Okay, and then the future value we want to be 6,000, and the compounding period was 12. Right, and then it's the rate. Just double check, have we got everything? Yep, okay, the rate is what I wanted. Just press enter there. 7.31. 7.31, so 7.31% is what the rate is. Okay, and that's it for the financial solver and financial maths.